This is, well, that's Sid, my dog, and this is my Surly cargo bike that's for expeditions and camping and such like. Sid used to travel on the back with me on this bike in a box, but he's become too big now and he overbalances it, so I want to make a trailer for him to go in and to carry bits and pieces. I want it to have a single wheel, a fairly large diameter wheel, so that it tracks nicely and rolls well. I want it to have suspension so that it's not skipping along the road behind me, and that will be more comfortable for Sid. And so the bike I'm going to use to do it with is, I bought this BMX. I got it off of eBay for about 30 quid. It's an old knocked about BMX, and I'm just going to use the rear triangle for it, and then we'll make the chassis, bolt it all together, bolt it on, and hopefully it will work. So we'll strip it down, start off by removing the chain. We want to remove this. But I'll put this pedal back on now, but if you notice I'm going to put it the wrong way. It's going to be 180 degrees out of where it should be. I'd like to keep the brake. I don't know how I'll connect it up, but for the time being we'll cut it off. So we need just this rear triangle. So we don't want that bit, but that's the bit we want to build our running gear. So now we'll get ahead and make a chassis for it. That strip of aluminium channel I had, I've cut in half. It's got all holes in it from where it's been used for various things over the years, but it'll do. So I've got my bit of checker plate I bought. We'll just tack this on with some rivets to start off with, because I'm not, and then I want to offer it up to the frame there, to that rear triangle, to see how it all sits and how it, you know, what the dynamics are when it moves. Okay, cut my hand there. It's getting in the way. Got a bit of gaffer tape. Right. These are my bungees that I bought. I think it was about 6 quid for 8. Don't know how many I'll need. Don't know whether it will work yet. Right, that's the chassis on, bolted down onto the pedals. Got a couple of lightweight bungees on just to show you how it works really, and to get an idea of how it's going to move when it's under load. So you have your suspension there. I'd say there's a few inches of travel there. So I've had to buy 2 or 3 bits of extra metal to make this. I bought some angle iron. I didn't know whether to go for aluminium or steel. It's angled steel. It's only fixed at 2 points at the moment at the pedals, which means this wheel could twist when it's going over rough ground. So I need to fix it at a 3rd point, so I'm going to fix this metal tube between these 2 blocks on the underside, which I'll drill and screw through from the top side. And then once they're in place, it stops that tube from moving side to side, but it will allow a little bit of up and down movement, which is what I want as the suspension operates at the back end. It does mean that to do this I'm going to have to attach it at the pedals, but that's no problem. Okay, we've moved outside because the weather's good. I have 4 bungees either side. You can see where they attach with those rings, and we'll test it with some weight now to see how it moves. So we've got some movement there. I'll put some weight on it now. This is a 56 pound bag of coal, 25 kilograms. And I've still got movement there, which is what we want. Right, I need to come up with a coupling now to join this to the bike. The coupling's going to have to allow for vertical movements, for going over lumps and bumps. It's going to have to allow for horizontal movements for negotiating bends and corners. Because it's only got one wheel, it's inherently unstable. When it's spinning quickly, it will stay upright because it's gyroscopic forces, just like with a bicycle. But when it slows down or comes to a standstill, it will want to flop over, which obviously we don't want to happen. So I'll have to come up with a coupling which has what's called torsional rigidity. So I'll have a little think and see what I can make. Well, I think that this is the front end of that BMX that I cut up. I think we could use this to make the coupling. Right, the story so far, we're left with this. So I've cut the handlebars off there and there, kept the cross member, cut through the fork steerer, gave it a clean up, cleaned up and red oxided where the top tubes and down tubes are welded to the head tube. That leaves us with that. And if I slacken off the handlebar stem there, turn that down, with a U-bolt or 2 U-bolts, I can U-bolt that there and there. That will give me my movement in the vertical plane. And if I can fix this to the back of the bike, or I will fix it to the back of the bike, probably with a plate and more U-bolts, that will give me my movement in the horizontal plane. This is a piece of 6mm aluminium plate that I marked up and drilled out. Just deburring the holes that I drilled at the moment. I'll U-bolt this to the back of the bike and then U-bolt the coupling to the plate itself. Just clean up the sharp edges. So here's how it works: vertical movement, horizontal movement, and no torsional play. So that should do us just fine. Yeah.